something that people who really have been conditioned and programmed hard work and effort and sacrifice to get what they want, it's really difficult for them to let that go. They really defend that and protect that very, very aggressively. I don't know why. It just seems strange that if there was a way that I was doing something in life that was really hard and effortful, and somebody said, this is a way you can do it without exhausting yourself and breaking your back, and you can get the same result and enjoy it more, it seems like that would be at least worth investigating, right? At least worth investigating. So there's something about that there's people have such an aversion to it because it seems very hocus pocus. And in the world of, if that's a real physical world out there and it's actually stuff instead of energy, it would be hocus pocus. But unfortunately, it's not really stuff out there, physical stuff. It's energy and information just vibrating at different frequencies. And actually, what you're looking at out there isn't what you think you're looking at out there. So the idea or the concept is you're free to try to exert effort to overcome the resistance of the physical world to get what you want. But if it is all actually energy out there, like I'm talking about, then how you feel here is going to only allow you to experience that same amount of energetic frequency or feeling over here. So as within, so without. So when people are working and doing things in life and they learn about the law of attraction, I always tell them, just keep playing the way you're playing, just keep doing the way you're doing, and kind of ease in this practice of looking at areas where you can alter how you feel and pay attention to the amount of effort you're exerting and how things are showing up, and start to play with this. Don't drop everything and go sit on your couch and say, I'm going to make money come to me. This is not hocus pocus stuff. These are practices where you can actually start to experience how you feel more on a more present moment to moment basis, and then start to see the match for what's happening and showing up outside of you. Now, the only adjustment you're going to have to make is there's a little time lag between when you ask for something and when it manifests. But you will start to see that when you ask for something, if you start feeling better, those things that you've been asking for start to show up, and you'll start to see evidence or little trickles, or I call them little breadcrumbs for little clues from your spirit, letting you know like things are starting to go, things are starting to work. Yes, keep feeling better. So if you're feeling any kind of way in efforting and trying to get something, just start to slow down a little bit and start to shift a little bit more on feeling better, focusing on feeling better, and watch what happens to the amount of effort you're exerting. And there's nothing wrong with when you're practicing this work, or you're practicing quieting your mind, or you're practicing becoming more still, or you're practicing looking at these things. These are practices in life for us to come along with, and sometimes you have to put a little discipline in on yourself. Now, the place that I tell people to really watch or pay attention for this is at the beginning of this journey when you're just awakening. Because when you first just awaken, there's a lot of new things that are going on for you. And one of the things that's very important is you don't jump into trying to be some, I don't know, some swami or some person that can like use the law of attraction to make things magically show up. It's not magic. It's real science, it's real physical, it's real understandable, but not getting yourself in a position where you're trying to do too much stuff in the physical world that you're getting exhausted, but you don't want to ignore your beliefs and try to make this law of attraction work, because you'll be disappointed with it. So if you have in your mind, if you have a notion, and I like to use this with physical exercise, if you have a belief in your mind that if you don't change the way you eat, you're not going to be able to lose weight, then that's what's going to happen for you. Okay. So I tell people, don't argue with your beliefs. Get familiar with where they're at right now. Find out where they're at. Don't try to ignore them and just do what you want. And if you've got things that are going on where your beliefs aren't consistent with your action, this is a really good opportunity, because you're going to be able to locate here where you're working really hard in order to get something, where you can maybe ease up a little bit in a situation where there's too much effort, where the discipline might allow you to see some of these things that you might not have noticed otherwise. And typically the resistance is at the beginning. Most of the resistance is at the beginning. And it's not typically, it's always, because you've had so much momentum leading you in this direction to get you where you are right now. So the momentum or law of attraction is moving in this direction, maybe not the way you want to go. So the discipline of starting your meditation practice, stopping going out on the weekend when you have a belief that your life's not going to work when you're out late partying on the weekends. Stop doing that. and look around, and you can really get clear that these are beliefs running everyone and everything, because there's people that can go out that have a different belief. They believe that they go out and drink all night and then show up the next day like a rock star, and they do it. But that's them, and that's not you. So you got to start really honoring and following your beliefs and finding out where they are. Once you see that and learn that, you're going to start to learn, like, wow, instead of all this effort and hard work, I'm going to start moving these beliefs around over here and see what happens. And when that starts going on, wow, that gets really, really fun, because you now are starting to feel better ongoingly, because you've made how you feel a commitment in your life, because you know the better you feel, the better your life gets. So you're now doing things to make yourself feel better ongoingly feeling better. And it doesn't have to be like the parting of the clouds and angels and God comes down with Moses and congratulates you. No, it's one little thing. It's one little time. It's one little time that you let somebody go in front of you on the freeway instead of trying to get in front of them. It's one little time that you let somebody in the grocery store go in front of you. It's one little time where you're feeling yourself trying to get something done and being ahead of yourself. You come back and you relax and you look at a flower. It's all these little things that you're going to start to focus on now and put your attention on you feeling good. You haven't been focused on this. You've been extremely undisciplined, and that's okay, because you didn't know what the game was you were playing. You're just kind of out there knee-jerk reacting to life. Now, when you start focusing on this, a little bit better here, a little bit better here, a little bit better here, boom, positive manifestation. A little bit better here, a little bit better here, a little bit better here, a little less arguing here, a little less resistance here. Boom, another positive manifestation. And now this starts happening instead of a little rougher, a little uglier, a little meaner, a little madder, boom, negative manifestation. Same thing over here, only we're doing this one on purpose. You ended up here by default. That's the biggest way to look at it. So whatever condition you find yourself in, I want to let you know from my own experience and from well over 1,000 people that I've worked with this lifetime. It's a crummy feeling to not feel good. When you don't feel good, you got one real problem, and it kind of tarnishes, or it clouds, or it kind of invades and kind of dampens and kind of ruins everything that you're experiencing in life. You can't create new concepts and new stuff from there. Life is just kind of a bummer. And it's not a conversation that you really have a bunch of outlets to speak about. It's just you feel crummy, and then you spend time trying to just kind of hold on to your crumminess. The problem with that is you can't ever handle the crumminess by doing something different and more. The only way you're going to handle the crumminess is by discovering what the source of the crumminess is and then how to handle it. That's why I'm inviting you to join the Skool community, because in the Skool community, you're going to get a course full of modules where you're going to see me talking about these specific component parts of the law of manifestation, law of attraction, law of creation, whatever you want to call it. You're going to watch those videos. You're going to understand that this course is encapsulated in such a way that you can fully have an experience of yourself knowing what to do now. You can also download a free copy of my book, Think It, Feel It, Have It, The Keys to Creation. Just a quick blurb about that book. In there, I talk about the magnetic force, the magnetic field of the heart, the electromagnetic field of the heart, 5,000 times more powerful than the electromagnetic field of the mind. That's going to start to tell you something about how we're going from here to down into here. Also, over the last 15, 20 years, I've gathered what are the sources and the main causes of the resistance that we create for ourselves. I'm going to give you that as well. So you also, as you move and you start doing this work, you start to realize, if I don't keep in this conversation or stay with this work, I start to sink back into these old ways of being, or old thought patterns, or old conditioning, or old programming. So what I've done is I've now incorporated a weekly phone call that keeps you in this conversation. It's not the same as going to church, but the frequency of it and the experience of it is going to be the same. And that is, you're going to gather more knowledge, and you're going to release some more resistance and experience more relief. And lastly, this is a whole community. I think right now there's a couple hundred people in the Skool community. This is a whole community of like-minded people like you. You can start to interact with people in the group and start to find out more as you're moving along. And lastly, if this is something that's resonating for you and you're ready to really keep going and really take this on in a real concerted, directed, focused manner, there's programs where you and me can work together one-on-one. So let's get moving. Like, no kidding. Let's start moving in the direction that you want to and have you start feeling better and start experiencing things that you want to experience in your life. Book a one-on-one call with me. And in that call, I'm going to lay this out for you really, really clear in such a way that at the end of the call, you're going to understand that there is a way that you can go about getting yourself to be able to intentionally create things for yourself and for your life, and that how you've been doing it isn't this way. And I'm going to give you that on this phone call. Whether you choose to work with me further, that's a completely different conversation. And if that's something that comes up for you, we'll work that out at the time. But right now, let's just get in touch and let's let you see just how this actually works, which I'm telling you, you're going to find is different than how you've been holding it. And I'm really looking forward to connecting with you and talking with you.